Welcome to Toastmasters Time TV, the show that has everybody talking. My name is Manoj Ramanan and I'll be the host for today's edition of Toastmasters Time. Just like a typical Toastmasters, this show will have speeches as well as evaluation that will help the speakers to improve their speech. We have our very own evaluator with us, Dr. Michelle Peticolas, who is no stranger to Toastmasters Time. Welcome to the show, Michelle. Walk us through what we can expect from today.
Thank you, Manoj. We have a great lineup tonight. We have two very experienced speakers. One, Harry Candadai, who is from Chambers Chatters, and the other, Ashley Ching, who is from Tales and Tellers. And both of them are going to be providing us with a speech that is designed to inspire. So get ready to be inspired.
Thank you, Michelle. I am excited for today's show. And let me introduce the first speaker today, somebody who's also not new to Toastmasters Time, Hari Candadai. Welcome to the show, Hari. It's good to see you again.
Thank you, Manoj, for having me. Great to be here again.
All right, I've visited your club a number of times, Chamber Chatters.
Yes, I remember. Please come back again.
So tell us about your Toastmasters journey.
Oh, it's been a fascinating journey. I came for speaking skills like many of us do, but I stayed back for the other opportunities, including the leadership roles that you can take, and even things like listening skills, etc. So there's so much more than just improving to becoming a better speaker, and that's one of the reasons I stay back and continue to cherish Toastmasters. It's been a great journey.
Absolutely, and you have been in Toastmasters for quite some time now, right?
Yes. On and off, close to 13 years now.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah. And how has this helped you outside of Toastmasters, Hari?
It's helped me immensely. Being in marketing, I have the opportunity to share our company messages at different conferences. And being part of the Toastmasters journey definitely helped, well, one, not only get rid of the fear of public speaking, but also just continually made me a better speaker, a more polished speaker, I think. And the journey continues, of course.
Oh, absolutely. I have loved listening to your speech, and I'm excited to hear your speech today.
Oh, thank you so much, Manoj.
Are you ready to give your speech now?
I am.
Fantastic. And as you get ready, let me walk the audience through your speech objectives.
Sure.
Hari will be speaking from the old educational manual called Competent Communicator. The project is called Inspire Your Audience. The project objective is to write and deliver a speech that inspires others and to appeal to the audience interest and passions. Please welcome Hari Candadai. Break it, Hari Candadai.
What is the definition of insanity? My daughters pounced on the opportunity. You! My wife Deepa piled on, not knowing when to stop talking and digging that hole deeper. Girls, that was a rhetorical question. And I bolted before they asked me, what is the definition of rhetorical? Albert Einstein said, insanity is doing something over and over again, the same thing, and expecting a different result. Now, I've heard that quote before, but it didn't sink into me till off late. I've been asking myself, what meaningful achievements have I accomplished in the key areas of my life? People, time, and quality of life. Sure, I've made some progress materially, career-wise, even emotionally. But I'm talking about those dreams and desires that are deep-rooted, that brings out the best in me and the best in people around me. And as someone who loves to write his goals, keyword write, not act or achieve, I have goals going way back. A few months ago, as I was flipping through the pages, 2003, 2005, 7, 9, 12, 13, 15, my heart sank. Same desires, same dreams littered in those pages, just buried. Books not written, businesses not started, relationships not healed, service to the needy not done. And amid all that grief and shambles, a few patterns emerged. Habits not conquered, beliefs not overcome, self-imposed limitations not shattered. I've been repeating those patterns year after year and expecting to have achieved my dreams and my desires, doing the same thing over and over again. Insanity at its best. Now, speaking of patterns, we just finished a big remodeling project at home. So many decisions, big and small. Gentlemen, a piece of advice: let the lady of the house call the shots and nobody gets hurt. Now, one such decision was the entryway into our living area. So to impress Deepa, I went to the local Home Depot. I picked up some tiles and I started laying them down, and I admired my piece of work. And I said, "Honey, surprise!" Her expression said it all. "What's wrong?" She said, "Hari, it looks repetitious, monotonous. Break the pattern." And before I knew it, she was on Amazon and picked up this beautiful medallion and said, "We're going to put it right here. We're going to break the pattern and it will be here tomorrow." And I thought to myself, of course it'll be here tomorrow, because we're the equivalent of platinum frequent flyer, billions of miles on Amazon. But sure enough, that entryway now looks grand, vibrant, and full of character, because Deepa chose to break the pattern. That's when I realized the power of breaking a pattern. Break a pattern, make a medallion. I've been on a mission over the last few weeks, breaking patterns that have been holding back my dreams, my desires, and my destiny. I've been on different situations and calls where when I would do something, I would switch on and try to break the pattern. It would be anything from speaking at large audiences to taking time out from work at home to focus on my daughter's homework. To wake up a little early, staying up a little late to work on that business or that benefit. What's holding you back? What patterns are holding you back? And what medallions lie buried inside you? Is it fear, taking that next step in your career, or maybe starting that business? Or perhaps a relationship needs to be reset after a certain pattern over the years. Or maybe it is being able to just do something that you always wanted to do, but you were just afraid. Whatever it is, find it and break it. And when you start breaking those patterns that are holding you back, the medallions inside you start coming alive, and your entryway to life begins to look grand, vibrant, and full of character. And when a pattern tries to take back control, tell yourself what I'm telling myself these days. Break a pattern, make a medallion. Break a pattern, make a medallion. Break a pattern, make a medallion.
Wow, that was an inspiring speech. The storytelling grabbed my attention and I started thinking about my patterns and how to break them. To tell us more is Michelle. Michelle, tell us about Hari's speech.
That was an amazing speech. Clearly, Harry is a very experienced speaker. He opened the speech with a question which engages the audience, and then he followed it immediately with a personal story which just pulled us right in. And he took us on a journey through his own difficulties of his experience of insanity, of staying with the same pattern that was not getting him what he wanted. I would suggest that if he wanted, oh my goodness, he used vocal variety, and his gestures, his hand gestures were just amazing, so expressive. If I had one stretch goal, it would be to use the stage just a little bit more. Like one time he could step back when he's talking about his difficulties, and when he's moving forward to step forward. I know there's not a lot of space here, but you still can do that, and that would help him to be more loose. But overall, I loved his speech, and I was very inspired. Back to you.
Thank you, Michelle. That was insightful, and I'm sure Harry would use that to improve his speech even further. We have our next speaker, Ashley Ching, who's here with us. Welcome to the show, Ashley.
Thank you for having me. It's quite a production.
Absolutely. And I've been seeing you pretty much all around Toastmasters. So tell us about your Toastmasters journey.
I started as Vice President of Education, which was a huge learning curve. And I moved on to President, and now I'm an Area Director.
Wow, fantastic. And how long have you been in Toastmasters?
3.5 years.
And you've already done all of that.
I could have gone a little bit faster, but it was a great journey.
Okay, what made you join Toastmasters in the first place?
I was invited by a college professor who saw me give a presentation, and she thought I was a strong speaker who could grow my skills even more.
Fantastic. And what do you look forward now in Toastmasters?
Wow, there's so many exciting things to look forward to. I'll get to serve on the trio, and that's going to just expand my mind and my leadership skills even more as an international organization we are.
Fantastic. And what's your favorite memory from Toastmasters, Ashley?
I have so many memories, but I think I would have to say, as club president, seeing my members sweep the competition throughout all those levels of competition and cheering them on, supporting them, and seeing them advance was the most gratifying.
You are clearly a natural cheerleader.
Thank you.
Are you ready to give your speech?
Yes.
Fantastic. And as you get ready, let me walk the audience through the objectives of your speech. So Ashley is going to give a speech from the Pathways Manual. Pathways is our new educational plan, and she's going to give a speech from the Path Presentation Mastery. The project is Inspire Your Audience, which is similar to the previous speech we heard. The objectives are to write and deliver a speech that inspires others and to appeal to the audience interest. Please welcome Ashley Ching. 3 keys to club coach success. 3 keys to club coach success, Ashley Ching.
Serving as a club coach is one of the most popular ways to earn your Distinguished Toastmaster Award. It's not always easy because you need to get your club to distinguished status, and this means building a net growth of 5 new members. I will share with you 3 keys you can use to become a successful club coach. The first key is to select the right club for you. For me, I looked at the 6 street clubs that were struggling in the district. They have a membership of 12 or fewer members, and I saw a club that was near my hometown. It was a club that was a specialty club, and it met on Sunday nights, so I thought it was perfect. When I walked in, I saw many distinguished Toastmasters who gave very valuable round-robin evaluations. I also saw an inspiring club president who gave an insightful educational presentation on the aspects of storytelling. And I knew right away that I would grow so much as a Toastmaster if I served as their coach. The second key to becoming a successful club coach is to set an example as a model Toastmaster. I am lucky because the club has so many exciting events, and we most recently celebrated a poetry slam. I noticed that the fewer inexperienced Toastmasters were a little bit shy about participating. But as their club coach, I shot my hand up in the air and I gave my best shot at delivering some poetry. I wore a French beret and I shared a love poem that I wrote. Just stepping up, showing my enthusiasm and pitching in to help was setting an example for the members. Maybe if they noticed my helping out, they would also be motivated to help out. The third key to becoming a successful club coach is to suggest tips for improvement. The important thing to remember is that as a club coach, you need to accept, though, that the members may not adopt your suggestions. And that's all right, because after all, it is their club. When I give suggestions, I often offer advice on the flow of the meeting agenda. If I'm a speaker and an audience member interrupts me, I'm going to assert myself and ask them to please raise their hand so that we can maintain the flow of the meeting. I'm also going to ask them to time meeting roles. I have seen people monopolize a meeting in their meeting role, and then this is preventing other Toastmasters from participating. These are just a few examples of the suggestions you can offer when you get to serve as a club coach. In summary, those three keys to being a successful club coach are basically the 3 S's. Select a club that's right for you, set a model example, and suggest tips for improvement. Do not be afraid of the commitment of being a club coach. You can support a club through virtual attendance, through email, and even just visiting once a month. But do check out the District 57 website, contact the District Trio, and become a club coach. You're going to grow tremendously.
Wow, that was not only inspiring, but that was educational as well. What did you think, Michelle, about Ashley's speech?
Well, I love this speech, especially since I'm a club coach, and so I was listening eagerly to hear what her tips were. And she had 3 great tips, and she repeated them at the end of the speech so that we could remember them. And they all started with the letter S so that we could set, and I forget what the other ones are, but we can remember it, you know, set an example, select, and what was the third one? Anyway, I just thought it was really helpful, and I can really use those tips myself. If I had any stretch goal for her, it would be to maybe use the stage a little bit more, and also to give us an idea about how it really was helpful to her so that we can understand why we would ever want to be a club coach.
Yeah. Thank you, Michelle.
You're
welcome.
welcome.
That was insightful. Now we'll be taking a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Name an effective political leader in history who couldn't speak well.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
There aren't any.
Because when it comes to a disease,
Freedom requires leadership, and leadership requires oratory. You have to speak to be heard.
I have a dream.
It's all about personal growth and guts.
Never give in. Never, never, never.
Welcome back to Toastmasters Time. We are here with our evaluator, Michelle Peticolas. Michelle, it was interesting that while both the speakers essentially spoke from the same project, they spoke from different educational plans. Tell us more about that.
Well, that's very true. And both of them gave good information and educational points for how to not be insane and to create your medallion in Harry's speech, and in Ashley's, how to actually be a good club coach. What Harry did was he put a lot more of his personal experience and was willing to show his weaknesses and his vulnerability. whereas Ashley shared more of her strengths, and that was inspiring as well. So it was just a little bit of a different
And
approach.
it's insightful how
Yes.
you can present two different perspectives, but still,
Yes.
manage
Yes.
to move the audience to action.
But what I really liked about Ashley was, again, she gives you 3 points, she makes them really clear, and then she repeats them at the end, which really helps us to remember what those points are.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I really loved the show today. What do you think?
I loved the show today, too. I was very inspired and excited, and I learned a lot, too.
Me too. It's great having you here, Michelle.
Thank you.
you so much for your evaluation.
You're very welcome.
Well, that's a wrap. Thank you for joining us on Toastmasters Time today. To learn more about Toastmasters Time, check out toastmasterstime.com. Our sponsor is District 57, and if you want to know more about District 57, check out d57tm.org. If you want to join a Toastmasters club, or if you just want to visit any club near you, check out toastmasters.org. Now, it takes a lot of effort and time from all of the staff and volunteers to make an event like that happen. And I want to share my thanks and deep appreciation for everyone who supported us. On behalf of our speakers, Candadai, Ashley Ching, and on behalf of our evaluator, Michelle Peticolas, this is Manoj Ramanan. Thank you for watching us. Please join Toastmasters and keep talking.